Hey guys, welcome to Tabletop Warbands! In this video we are playing Warhammer 40k in combat patrol format, and we have a new addition to our armies, the Adeptus Custodes. In this match they will play against the Death Guard. I'm Simone and I will be playing the Custodes.
Hi, I'm Andrea and I will be playing the Death Guard. Before we start, if you are subscribed to the channel, welcome back. If you are not subscribed yet and want to help us, join a growing community now by clicking on the subscribe button. And don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss the next battle reports. Thank you guys!
Today's mission is Forward Outpost. The two armies will have to deploy within these two areas. There are 4 objectives and they are arranged in this way. As secondary objective, the Custodes have chosen Guardian of the Realm, while the Death Guard has Contaminate Ground.
The victory points will be assigned at the end of the command phase. The 2 objectives outside the deployment zones will give 5 victory points each, while the objective in the opponent's drop zone gives 10 victory points instead. Also, if a player controls the objective in the opponent's deployment zone, until the end of the battle, their opponent cannot use the reroll stratagem.
Let's move on to the description of the armies. The Death Guard is gaining ground relentlessly, endangering more and more settlements and bringing death and suffering wherever Typhus leads them. A detachment of Custodes is tasked with putting an end to this threat. The army leader is a shield captain armed with Sentinel Blade and Presidium Shield, which gives him an additional wound. As enhancement, I chose Blade of the Vaults for him. On a critical wound, it improves the armor penetration of that attack by 1. My leader has joined the Custodian Guard unit, which consists of 4 members. The first has a Presidium Shield and the Vexilla. The second is equipped with Sentinel Blade and Presidium Shield, while the last 2 have the Guardian Spear. The detachment has 2 Sisters of Silence units, the Prosecutors armed with the bolt guns and the Vigilators wielding the Executioner Great Blade.
The spread of the disease is proceeding as planned. Many Imperial outposts are falling under the influence of the Death Guard, and swarms of poxwalkers are roaming the land. Typhus has set his eyes on a new target and is preparing to assault it. The general of the army is Typhus, and he is armed with a mastercrafted Man Reaper, and as enhancement he has Miasmic Arrival. All the models in Typhus' unit have the Deep Strike ability. The second in command is Polgot Grelch, a Biologus Putrifier equipped with Hyperblight grenades and injector pistol. When leading a unit, he gives the rule Lethal Fight Plus to every model in the unit. Next in line are the Plague Marines. The unit is composed of 1 Plague Champion armed with Heavy Plague Weapon and Plague Bolt Gun, 1 Plague Marine armed with Blight Launcher, 1 Marine with Plague Spewer, and 4 Marines with Plague Bolt Gun. Finally, there are 3 units of 10 Poxwalkers each, armed with improvised weapons. Their only job in this matchup is to slow the Custodes. Every model in my army has an aura called Contagions of Nargol, and each round increases the contagion range of this aura, starting with 3 inches in the first round, up to 9 inches after the third. All the enemy models inside this ability have their toughness reduced by 1.
I deploy the Shield Captain together with the Custodians in the center of the deployment zone, to be able to move them directly towards the central tower in the first turn. On the right, I deploy the Prosecutors to defend the objective, while on the left, the Vigilators placed in the building. Andrea will want to try to reach Objective 4 with the Deep Strike, so I will have to keep the 2 Sisters units positioned to prevent him from doing so.
Thanks to Miasmic Arrival, I deployed Typhus and his Poxwalkers in Deep Strike. The Marines and the other 2 units of Poxwalkers instead are grouped in the center of the drop zone, ready to push forward towards the central tower.
Rolling for initiative, red dice for Custodes and green dice for the Death Guard. 3! Not bad to start second.
I'd like to start first, but no, just a 1.
My turn will be quite fast, having few units and being too far from the enemies. The Custodian Guard advances. With a roll of 2, they get quite close to the central tower. I guess with that heavy armor they can't be too fast. Not having started second, I am forced to hide the Sisters, to prevent the Plague Marines from eliminating them with their shots. The Prosecutors move behind the wall, protected by the building and hidden from the enemy sight, while the Vigilators take a few steps back to exit the building and remain hidden. Custodians are the only ones capable of shooting, thanks to their assault weapons. Unfortunately, only the spears have enough range to hit the Poxwalkers in front of them. 4 shots at 2+. 3 hits. With strength and toughness 4, I need a 4+ to wound. 555! I like it!
The Poxwalkers cannot save, but they can try to ignore wounds with 5+. 2 wounds each attack, so rolling 2 dice each. First 2 wounds. Missed. Next ones. Close, but saving only 1 is not enough. And same thing for the last 2. That's 3 Poxwalkers eliminated. It's fine. If Simone's turn was fast, wait to see what happens in my turn. Everyone advances, starting with the Marines that will try to climb the building on their left. 6! Thanks to the additional movement, they managed to easily reach the top of the building. Now the Poxwalkers. The first unit rolls A2, meaning that they won't go really far. With a total of 6 inches of movement, they reach the end of the pipes. The last unit now. 6. Good job! With 10 inches of movement, they run towards the objective 1, stopping between the building on their left and the tower.
A truly intense turn. I'm pretty pleased that I managed to keep my units safe from the Plague Marines' first round of fire. Aside from Typhus, they are the only ones who can actually cause me trouble. In the next round, I will finally be able to have some action.
Typhus will be deployed starting from the second turn, so I need to wait just a little longer. In the meantime, I hope that Simone won't delete my units with the Custodes.
The first to move are the Prosecutors, who position themselves again next to the pipe to have a view of the Poxwalkers in the center of the battlefield. This way, they will be able to shoot while remaining hidden from the sight of the Marines. The Custodians instead continue their forward movement, taking cover behind the tower. Prosecutors can finally start to be useful, targeting the Poxwalkers. They are in long range, so that's 5 shots at 3+. 3 Poxwalkers hit, 4+ to wound. 2 wounds.
Ignoring wounds with 5+. Nope, 2 Poxwalkers are eliminated.
The Custodian Guard fires at the other unit of Poxwalkers, who are in front of them. 8 shots at 2+. 6, not bad. Again, 4+ to wound. I can reroll the ones to wound. Alright, 4 wounds.
Alright, again 2 wounds each, so ignoring 2 dice at a time. First one. Failed. Second. Failed again. Third. Also failed. Last 2 dice. Who would have imagined? Failed. 4 Poxwalkers eliminated. Only 3 left in this unit.
Oh, I love this moment. The Custodian Guard charges both units of Poxwalkers and needs 6 to reach them. Oh, 10! Even better! I can move them even further than I needed and place them in a very good position. Before starting the fight, the Custodians choose the Kata Dakatarai stance, which gives them the sustain hits 1 rule. The Custodians split the attacks. 1 model with the spear and 1 with the sword attack 1 unit of Poxwalkers, while the rest of the models attack the other. Let's start with the first 2. The spear model first. 5 attacks at 2+. All attacks hit plus 1 additional for the rule sustain hits. With strength 7, 3+ is enough to wound them. I can reroll the 1. Again? 4 wounds. Oh, I almost forgot about the additional sustain hits dice. Okay, 5 wounds total.
2 wounds each attack, so ignoring again 2 wounds at a time at 5+. First one. Missed. Second. Failed. And for the last Poxwalker, he's gone. First unit eliminated.
Since the unit is eliminated, the model with the sword does not attack. Let's move on to the other unit of Poxwalkers. The leader attacks together with the model with the Vexilla. 12 attacks at 2+. 10 hit plus 2 6s, then 12 again. 3+ to wound. There we go, 10 wounds.
Ouch. Ignoring 10 wounds at 5+. Just 1. I see. Both the Poxwalkers units are eliminated. Great.
At the end of the combat, the unit makes the consolidation move and comes into direct contact with the Plague Marines. Perfect fight.
Well, at least my Marines can fight back. Not all of them though. 4 Marines and the Biologus are in range. I'm not sure how, but they're in range. To help them, I spend a command point for the Stratagem Corrosive Effluence, that gives the Marines an additional +1 to the penetration. Let's start with the leader of the Marines with his heavy plague weapon. 3 attacks at 4+. Thanks to little 5+, that's an automatic wound, and 1 more to wound at 3+ for the highest strength. Wounded.
2 dice to save a 4+. Both saved. Unfortunately, 1 is out of the video.
Alright, the others now. 13 attacks at 3+. 6 automatic wounds, that's not bad. Strength 4 and toughness 5 this time, so wounding with 5+. Nope, only the automatic wounds.
6 dice to save a 3+. Oh, nice dice roll! I use a command point to reroll the failed dice. Perfect, all saved! These Custodes are wonderful.
My turn now. Typhus and his Poxwalkers finally enter the battlefield positioning themselves at 9 inches from the Custodes. Biologus has the injector pistol with him, so he's the only one that can shoot. 1 dice at 3+. Never mind. Charge phase. Typhus tries to reach the Custodes at 9+. 5 is not enough, so rerolling with a common point. 4. Nice.
The Custodes start the fight and first do pile in to optimize the number of models in contact with the base. Then the Custodian Guard attacks the Marines. The kata they choose this time is Rendak's Stance, which grants them the Lethal Hits rule.
To help the Marines survive, I use the stratagem Disgustingly Resilient that reduces the damage of each attack by 1 for a minimum of 1.
The Spear and Sword models attack together, making 15 attacks at 2+. 13 successful attacks. On Strength 6 and 7, they wound at 3+. Wow, nice! 12 wounds!
Saving 12 dice at 5+ for the -2 penetration. Only 3 save means that 4 Marines are eliminated and 1 is left with 1 wound.
The Vexilla, 5 attacks at 2+. 2 6s, which are automatic wounds, plus 2 attacks hit. 4+2 wound. 2 wounds, so 4 total.
-2 penetration again, so saving with 5+. Only 1 save. 2 more Marines eliminated.
And now the leader, 7 attacks at 2+. 3 automatic wounds plus 4 attacks hit. Strength 6 and Toughness 5 needs 3+. 5 wounds total.
5 more wounds to save at 5+. To save, for a total of 7 Marines eliminated and 3 wounds left to the Biologus. And this was my turn. Biologus responds with 3 attacks at 3+. 3 normal hits since he no longer has the 5+ lethal hit because he isn't leading a unit anymore. Higher toughness, so wounding with 5+. None. Nice fight.
I honestly didn't expect that. Not only did I manage to destroy both units of Poxwalkers, but I also eliminated the unit of Marines, and all this without even losing a single wound. The Custodian Guard unit is doing all the work, as the 2 sister units are forced to stay behind to protect the rear from Typhus' arrival. The next round will be decisive.
Failing the charge with Typhus was really bad, but what's even worse is that Simone has eliminated my Marines with ease. I need Typhus to do something or the game will be over really soon.
This turn I can finally move the sisters units, since Typhus has arrived far from Objective 4. The Prosecutors move entering inside the ruins to be able to shoot in the next phase. The Vigilators advance. On a 4, they can move enough to get within range of Objective 2 to take control of it. In the shooting phase, the Custodian Guard starts and fires their pistols at the last remaining Marine. Let's start with the normal model, 2 shots at 2+. I use a command point to roll the failed dice. Ah, okay, it's always like that. 1 dice to wound at 5+. Nope, fail. And now the Shield Captain, 2 shots at 2+. Much better, 5+ to wound. A wound.
Saving with 4+. 5! He's still alive!
The Prosecutors open fire on Typhus' unit of Poxwalkers to welcome them. Short range, so 10 shots at 3+. 8 hit, 4+ to wound. 4 wounds, great.
Ignoring 4 wounds with 5+. Only 1 ignored. 3 Poxwalkers are eliminated. Biologus starts the fight phase and makes 3 attacks at 3+ on the Custodes. 2 hit, wounding with 5+ for the higher toughness. 1 wounded.
2+ save. Easy, he's safe. The leader fights making 7 attacks at 2+. 6 hit, including a 6 that automatically wounds. 5 dice to wound at 3+. 3 wounds.
Saving 3 dice at 5+. Failed all 3. Nice. The Biologus is eliminated.
At the end of combat, the unit makes the consolidation move towards Objective 3 and takes control of it.
At the start of the turn, I gain 5 victory points for the control of Objective 1. Typhus and the Poxwalkers are the only one that can move, so they move.
The Prosecutors see the Poxwalkers moving and decide to overwatch them. 10 shots, this time at 6. 3, more than expected. 4+ to wound. Oh nice, all 3 wound.
Ignoring 3 wounds with 5+. Not a single one. 3 Poxwalkers eliminated. Now, my only unit moves 4 inches forward. And since no one can shoot, let's go straight to the charge phase. Typhus needs 8 to reach the Custodes. 10! Finally he's in combat. At the start of the fight phase, I spend a command point for the stratagem Harbingers of Despair. Since the Custodes are in combat with my unit, they have to take a battle shock test.
Custodes are supposed to be pretty brave, aren't they? They need a 6+ to pass the test. Perfect, no problem.
The Poxwalkers start the fight making 8 attacks at 5+. One normal hit and an automatic wound thanks to little hits. I had toughness, so wounded with 5+. Only the automatic wound.
A single dice at 2+. No Custodes will become Poxwalkers this time. Sorry.
And now Typhus. 5 attacks at 2+. 2 automatic wounds and 3 more to wound at 3+ for the highest strength. Triple 1. Nice roll.
2 dice at 4+. Ah, double 1. How unfortunate. I reroll dice with a command point. Much better. An attack is defended. That's 3 wounds suffered. Now it's my Custodes' turn to attack.
I spend again a command point for Disgustingly Resilient.
Since there are few Poxwalkers, I only have to make a few attacks at a time. Let's start with a spear model. 5 attacks at 3+. 4 successful attacks, 2 of which automatically wound. A strength 7 in its 3+ to wound. 2 wounds, so 4 in total.
Ignoring 4 wounds at 5+. 1 wound ignored.
With only 1 Poxwalker left, I only have to roll 1 dice at a time. 3+ to hit. Yep, 3+ to wound. Nope. Second attack, 3+. Hit, 3+ again. Oh, come on! Third attack, 3+ to hit. Alright, 3+ to wound. Okay, I can reroll the 1. 4, wounded.
Ignoring with 5+. No, that was so close!
And now the model's remaining 2 attacks, this time at 2+. An automatic wound.
4+ to save. Failed.
The model with Vexilla, 5 attacks at 2+. 3 hits on Typhus, 5+ to wound this time. I reroll both once. Double 6, well done!
-2 penetration, so saving with 4+. Only 1 saved.
The model with the sword, 5 attacks at 2+. 4 attacks of which 1 automatically wounded, strength 6 and toughness 6 in its 4+. I reroll the 1. 2 wounds.
3 dice to save at 4+. Only 2 save.
And finally, the shield captain with his 7 attacks at 2+. 2 automatic wounds plus 2 dice to wound at 4+. I reroll the 1. Here, of course. 3 wounds total.
Saving again with 4+. Only 1 save. That's really sad.
The model with the sword has 4 wounds thanks to the shield, and is left with only 1 wound.
All the Poxwalkers are eliminated and Typhus is left with 1 wound. I guess the victory goes to the Custodes.
Incredible! I never expected to be able to win a game against the Death Guard without losing a single model. I think I made the most of the building covers. Then the rest was done in close combat by the Custodian Guard, who eliminated the Poxwalkers like they were small ants, and then stopped the Marines in combat before they could shoot. I don't think Andrea could have done anything else at that point. I love this Custodes.
What an unfortunate game. I couldn't do anything in this match. Starting second was annoying but not the end of the world. The fact that damaged me the most was Simone rolling a high number for his charge. If he hadn't consolidated on the Marines before they could fire, I certainly could have done some damage to the Custodes. Well, I hope I'll have better luck in the next game.
Before finishing, we would like to take a moment to thank our members who have decided to support us on Patreon. And if you guys want to support the channel and enjoy an additional and exclusive battle report per month, or see your models showcased in our videos, the Patreon link is in the description. We are waiting for you on Discord.
And if you have come this far, write the word gold in the comments to let us know. You are the best. And if you are not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and write us in the comments. We are always curious to know what you think.
That's it, guys!
See you next video!